Hi. No, I can't see the comments. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Okay. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining me today for the live. How are you guys doing? Hi, Mom. My mom's on. Can everybody hear me okay? I'm doing good. Thank you, Jenny. All right. So we are going to be doing some live readings, some free readings. I've got my tarot cards and I have my oracle cards with me. So I'm going to just pick according to the questions and how I'm feeling. And I hope everyone's doing good and ready to go. If you have any questions or anything specific you want me to read for, you can go ahead and leave your comment. All right. All right, Charlene, I see your comment here. Your relationship. Okay, I'm going to pull my relationship oracle deck and see what we get for you there. All right, guys, so I just want to let you guys know this is my first time going live on my own without Jen, so a little bit nervous and trying to work out my nerves here and make sure that I see everybody's comments. I'm going to try to get to as many people as I can, so bear with me, please. All right, Charlene, let's see what we have going on with your relationship. All right, so the card I got for you is the Mask card. So I'm feeling like maybe there's some emotions, some things going on that are being kept hidden, that are not being fully shown in the relationship. I think that in order for your relationship to get to a place where you want it to be or to improve, we kind of got to let our guard down. We got to take the mask off. We got to be 100% ourselves, because nobody wants to be in a relationship with someone who isn't being who they really are. And if you're expecting your partner to be open and honest with you, you kind of got to do the same in return. Now, I don't know if this is you or maybe it's your partner that you feel is kind of hiding some things from you, but there's definitely some guard up. There's definitely a little bit of a mask up and something that needs to, you know, be brought down. And it doesn't have to be all at once. This can be something that you can do slowly and over time. But in order to have a real flourishing, you know, long-lasting relationship, we really have to let ourselves be who we are 100% around the person we're with. That's the only way we're going to know, fully know if this is a relationship we want to be in, if this is a person we want to be with, and for the person that we're with to really know if they want to be with us. So I think this card's kind of telling you, you know, it's time to let the mask down. It's okay to show your emotions. It's okay to let some things out. It's okay to be who you are, and start bringing down the walls. So that's kind of what I got for you there, Charlene. I hope that helps a little bit. All right. Kind of lost. All right, Jenny, I see you're next. Would love a reading, please. So I'm going to use my Oracle Messages card deck. Let's see. All right, Jenny, let's see what we got for you. All right, so the card I got for you, Jenny, is similar to Charlene's. I don't know if you guys can see the words on there. It says, share your thoughts. It's very important to be open. It's very important to let people know how we're feeling, what, we like, don't like, what we expect, don't expect. It's good to set up our boundaries right away with people. Kind of, nobody knows what we're thinking. Nobody knows what we're feeling if we don't express it ourselves. So it becomes a guessing game. And sometimes when we let that happen, we don't get exactly what we're looking for, exactly what we want. So we have to be vocal about our feelings. We have to be vocal, and we have to be strong and assured in what our thoughts are. And it's okay to not know right away what we want. And it's okay to also express that. It's okay to say, I'm a little confused here. I'm not sure what I want, but this is how I'm feeling. This is what I'm thinking, and talk things out. When things get kept inside, I think that's when we start to build up a lot of our emotions. And this is where we get into trouble. And this is where we can, kind of get lost and kind of get astray and maybe even more confused in the things that we're wanting and the things we're thinking. So I think it's touching similar to Charlene, that we have to kind of let the guard down, kind of let our mask down, and express the things that we're thinking about. This can be in your relationship. This can be with work. This can be, just an idea you have, something that maybe is a creative idea you have that you wanna pursue. But getting your thoughts out there and speaking them verbally, it makes them more real in a sense, and it puts it out there to the universe. So I think this card's telling you that it's time to, whatever's been on your mind, whatever you've been holding back, it's time to kind of let it go and share those thoughts and those feelings. All right. Thank you, Courtney. All right, Courtney, you would like a card for your relationship as well. Okay. All right, Courtney. Let's see. This is Courtney Labash. I hope I said that right. Sorry. All right, Courtney. Let's see what we have for you. All right, so we got the hammer. Let's see if I can. It's kind of like a little bit of a repetitiveness going on here. Something that's continually happening in a cycle that maybe we kind of want to break, but somehow don't know how to. I feel like maybe someone's feeling a little bit stuck. Someone's feeling like things are just going around and around in a circle and not really moving in a specific direction or in the direction that they want things to move in. I think, I don't know if it's you that's feeling this way, or maybe your partner, or maybe just the relationship as a whole is feeling kind of a little bit stagnant and repetitive. I think, there's a need to kind of make things new and fresh and do things a little bit different, so that maybe the situation and the feelings can change and grow, or you can find out if maybe this isn't what you want. Yeah, I think there's some stagnation here that needs to be broken. I think maybe you guys need to do something new, something fun, something that you haven't done before, something a little bit different. It doesn't have to be anything crazy or extreme. but something just to break up that repetitiveness, break up that cycle of the same old. And I think that will help kind of freshen up the relationship a little bit and give you some new insights into how you're feeling about yourself, about the relationship, about your partner. So I hope that helps you, Courtney. All right, I'm trying to keep up with the comments here. They're going by fast. All right. Maureen, could I have a reading? Yes, you can. All right, Maureen, let's see. I'm going to pull an oracle card for you. All right. Maureen, you got time to ground. I don't know how I can turn this so you guys can see the words, but time to ground. It's time to take some time out for you. It's time to center yourself. It's time to go back to some of the things that you love to do. I think we get caught up a lot in, especially nowadays in our day-to-day life, work, social media, everything going at like 100 miles per hour, that we forget to take care of ourselves. And we forget that we need to replenish ourselves and our emotions. And we have to make it a priority to take the time out in our life to do that for us. If we're always give, and go, we're running on empty. We can't give 100% of who we are if we have nothing to give. So we have to make sure that we take time out in our day-to-day life to kind of like, stop, think, center, feel, reflect, and just, let go of the day and let our emotions come in and just really be who we are. And grounding can be anything that makes you feel like you're in a calm, relaxing, safe space. This can be meditation. This can be a bubble bath. This can be reading. This can be any arts and crafts that you like to do. Anything that makes you feel good, makes you feel like you're doing something for you and replenishing your stores can be a form of grounding. And I think right now you're maybe feeling a little overwhelmed and things are a little chaotic, and it's kind of time for you to just stop, breathe, and take a moment for you. And I think it should become a practice. You should try to do this at least once a week. Try to ground, try to do something for you, try to let go of the responsibilities of everything else and have a moment for yourself where you're feeling calm and collected and just reflecting on all the situations that you've been through in the past couple of days, feeling what you need to feel, dealing with what you need to deal with, and then just kind of letting it go and moving on to the next phase. All right. Another Amy. Okay. This is going to be for Amy Bernard. She says, I would love a reading, please, regarding self-acceptance. All right, Amy, let's see what card I have for you. We got time to ground again. Looks like we have a lot of grounding to do. This card can come up when we're feeling kind of lost, when we're feeling kind of like chaotic and things are going a little faster than we want, or we're feeling like our emotions are taking over. We kind of need to take that time for ourselves, let everything else go. It will all be there when we're done. We can always come back to it, but we need to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves, that we are giving ourselves 100% too. If we're pouring too much into work, too much into our children, too much into relationships, we're losing some of that that we can give to ourselves. So we have to make sure that we're loving everybody the way we need to. We're taking care of our responsibilities, but that we're also loving ourselves. At the end of the day, we have to make time to show ourselves some love. We have to make time for our health, for our mental well-being, to let go of the things that are going on throughout the day, to release emotions, to kind of take some of that burden off our shoulders and make sure that we're doing the things that make us happy and that give us that little bit of relief and that little bit of self-care and self-love, so that we have enough, you know, for tomorrow, for the day after, for the week coming up, to give to everyone, and we're still feeling healthy, we're still feeling mentally stable, we're still okay with ourselves. So I think this card is telling you that it's time to ground. It's time to kind of put some things aside just for a little while and take care of you and release some emotions and sit down and think and feel the things you need to feel, and then just kind of let them go and let them be. I hope that helps, Amy. Hi, Lisa. First time here. Thank you for joining us. I'm going to go ahead and pull a card for Lisa. Let's see what card comes up for you. I'm kind of trying to go in order and get as many people as I can, guys. So, thank you, Courtney. All right. Lisa, honor. Kind of confused here by the camera angles. Honor Gaia. I think it's time for you, and it's almost similar to the grounding. You got to go back into nature, back into outside, get away from being, and it's kind of hard with the COVID and everything going on. But maybe you're feeling kind of trapped, kind of stuck, kind of not connected to yourself, to your emotions, maybe your surroundings. And I think it's kind of time to just go outside, and be in nature and let yourself get back, like, away from that feeling of being closed in and that feeling of being stuck. I think going outside, maybe if you have a garden, tending to your garden or starting one, or just going to the beach or sitting in the park, reflecting, doing something where you're not inside your home is going to benefit you a lot. I think you need that time to kind of just sit and be with you and be with nature and just listen to your intuition, listen to any messages you might be receiving, because I feel like you're kind of like stuck and you're kind of feeling disconnected maybe, and this will help you find a way to get back to yourself and back to a place where you're not feeling so closed off from yourself and others. So I think this Honor Gaia card is telling you it's time to go outside. It's time to go get out of the four walls and be with yourself and just listen to your intuition, listen to what the universe has to tell you. I hope that helps a little bit, Lisa. All right. Cassie Lynn says, I would love a reading. I need some guidance. All right, Cassie, let's see what the message Oracle has for you. You're so welcome, Lisa. All right, Cassie. Be patient. I had this card come up the other day when I did a reading, and I feel like it's a similar situation. Sometimes we want to manifest things, or we have a goal or an idea in mind that we want. You know, we're like, this has to happen right now, and I got to make this happen right now, and we become impatient and we don't give the universe, you know, time to work. Sometimes we think that the thing we want right now is what we really need or what we really want, And sometimes by just having that little bit of extra patience and giving, you know, things time to like to work their magic and do what they need to do, we can find out that that's really not what we needed, that there's something else there that's for us if we just give it time, if we just let the universe do its thing, if we can just be a little bit more patient. And it's hard because, you know, I'm very impatient, and sometimes I get an idea or I have an assumption of something I want to do, and I'm like, it has to be done right now. I got to make this happen right now. This is what I want, so this is what I need. And there's times where I go after it, and then I'm like, you know, if I just would have waited, I would have realized that I really didn't need this right now, and this wasn't the right time. So I think you kind of just, you know, if you've put in the work and if you've done what you need to do to get to this goal or this want that you have, that's as much as you can do. Just put in the work, give 100% towards it, and then just let it be. Let it be, and when the time is right, the right things will come for you. All right, I hope that helps, Cassie. Kathy Lee liked and shared, would like a reading, please. All right, Kathy, let's see. All right, we're gonna shuffle again because time to ground popped up again, and I don't know if we all need grounding or my shuffle game is off, or I don't know what's going on. So let's shuffle again and see if we can get something different for Kat. All right. Nurture all your love. Don't be afraid to show your emotions. Don't be afraid to give them to the people who are deserving of them. And don't be afraid to give them to yourself. It's time for you to nurture the things that you care about. That could be you, that could be your family, that could be a project, that could be a hobby, it could be all of those things. It's time to put the things that you have passion and a love for back into your life. Maybe you're feeling like you're lacking something or something's missing, and I think this card is telling you that it's time to bring some of that stuff back into your life, bring in some of that love, some of that passion, some of that emotion, or time to give it to the people that you care about. If you haven't done so recently, make sure that you're telling the people that you care about the most that you care about them, and that you're showing them how you're feeling about them, and do it for yourself as well. Airplane, I'm sorry. You know, it's always wonderful to share our love with other people, and when we think of love, we usually think relationships, family, friends, and we often forget to think about ourselves. And loving ourselves and showing love to ourselves is a huge thing. We should do this more often than we do, and I'm guilty of it. I don't do it as often as I should, but showing love to ourselves is so healing and so sometimes freeing, and sometimes it's the thing that we're missing the most, and we have no idea because we just are so out of the habit of doing it. So I think it's time to start loving yourself a little bit more, start bringing in more things that you love to do, start sharing these things with the people that you love, and start nurturing that love and those emotions in yourself. All right. I just did Cassie. And I lost my place. Okay. D would like a reading. So I'm going to read for D. It is so hot outside. I have my fan on. I live in Florida and it's really, really hot. I'm sitting on my back porch with my fan on and I'm still sweating. All right. Calm in the storm. So I feel like right now you're going through some emotions or some situations that you feel like you have no control over, and they're kind of just like swirling around you, and you feel lost and don't know what to do. But sometimes the best thing to do is to keep calm, collected, and let the storm kind of just pass. Sometimes, I think a lot of times, our response is to react. Something happens and we have to react. A situation that we don't like, or somebody does or says something, or we feel uncomfortable and we just want to react. And sometimes reacting can make things worse and not give us the result that we thought reacting might give us. So sometimes being that calm in the middle of the storm is what we need to do, and not just for ourselves. It could also be something that we need to do for us and for the people around us. Sometimes when we are going with the storm and we're acting chaotic and we're reacting, we're egging the other person or the situation on more. We're making that worse versus making it better. So sometimes when we just stop and we just let things move around us, we begin to see things more clearly, and we let our anger and our emotions pass and calm down, and we're able to kind of see the situation in a more clear way. And then we're able to react or do what we need to do, coming from a different place and coming from a place where it can actually be constructive and actually help us get the result that we want to get. And it's really hard when we're feeling lost, or when we're feeling like everything around us is just going and going and going, and we don't know what to do. We kind of want to just stop it all, but sometimes what we need to do is stand still and watch, and kind of really take everything in, and control our emotions, control our chaos inside, and get to a place where we're still enough that we can make a good assessment and a good decision, and go from there. So I think right now maybe you're having some of these emotions, or there's situations around you where you feel out of control, or where things feel just chaotic and like they're kind of just going crazy, and you kind of want to just grab them all and say stop. But you're the one that needs to stop. You're the one that needs to stay still. You're the one that needs to observe and kind of just let your emotions come down, and not look at things from this heightened emotional state, or this fear, or this worry, and kind of take some deep breaths, stay still, and then come at things from a new perspective. I hope that helps, Dee. Princess would love a reading, so I'm going to go ahead and pull a card for you. I hope my music isn't too loud. I don't know if you guys can even hear it, but I have my old lady music playing. My jazz. All right, Princess. Know you belong. I think right now you just need to hear that you belong. You're loved. You're important. You are somebody, and you mean something to a lot of people. And although it's hard for us sometimes to see that, or we get so lost in our emotions that we feel like we're not being seen, or we're not being loved, or we're not being cared about, we are. There's always somebody who's thinking about you, caring about you, wanting to be around you, who has love for you, and you belong. Whatever situation you're in right now, whether it's home, school, work, where you're feeling maybe a little bit lost, or maybe like it isn't the right place for you, it is. You belong wherever you are right now. even in the tough situations in our life, sometimes we're like, how did I get here? This isn't where I'm supposed to be. And of course, we need to find a way to move out of them. But at the moment that we're in them, even though the situation sucks, it's where we need to be in that moment. There's something there that we need to learn from. There's something there that we need to take care of. There's a lesson in everything. So whatever you're going through right now, whatever's making you feel like maybe you're less than, or maybe you're not cared about, or maybe you're not where you need to be, just know that you are, and there's going to be a way to move on from it, or a way to get better if you're feeling like it's a bad situation. But sometimes before we can move on, or before we can get where we need to go, we got to find the lesson in things. We got to see what we're missing and work on that, and then we're able to kind of get in a better place with the situation, get in a better place with ourselves, get in a better place with our feelings for ourselves. But you belong, you're cared about, you're loved, you're where you need to be. All right, Misty Baker, like and share. I'd love a reading. All right, Misty, let's see. 1 second. You are so welcome. And yes, it is Princess very hot in Florida. All right. I love it. All right, what do we have for Misty? Love that you are different. Sometimes being different is such a blessing in disguise. We don't all want to be like everybody else, because that would be really boring. Maybe you're feeling a little bit off. Maybe you're feeling different. Maybe this can be around other people, family, friends, work, school. You're feeling like you aren't like everybody else, but there's a beauty in that. There is something wonderful about having something that no one else has, that's yours, that's unique to you, that belongs only to you. So I think instead of maybe feeling weird, feeling shy, feeling like you want to hide the parts of you that are different, those are the parts that you should celebrate most. Let them shine. You know, that's something that you should own, because it's for you only. It's something unique to you, something that the people around you might not have, or may have, but maybe not to the same degree. And it's a beautiful thing. Different can be awesome. And a lot of, the most interesting, or people that we talk about, or people that other people want to be like, are the people that are different, are the people that stand out, or the people that have something that no one else has. So embrace whatever's unique, whatever's different about you, and learn to love that, and learn to nurture it, and learn to see it as not so much a negative, but something that's unique and beautiful and different, and that belongs to only you. So yeah, love that you are different. I like that. Hope that helps you in some way. Keep saying that to everybody. All right. Heart's love. Can I get a reading? Yes, you can. Let's see what we have for you. Thank you guys for coming to my live, and I know it's a little awkward, but it's my first live on my own, so I'm trying to find my footing, and get a little better at this. All right, let's see. Hearts love, Joe. A new day dawns. So in this card, we kind of have the image of this dragon here by himself. He looks alone, maybe feeling like, he looks kind of tired. He's resting on this giant rock, I think it is. And he's, it looks like he's ready to just kind of go to sleep and give up and, be done. But we have to know that life is kind of like a cycle. The wheel goes up and things are great, and then the wheel turns and goes back down and things are not so great. So maybe you're in a situation right now where you're feeling like you just kind of want to give up, you kind of want to be done. You're not seeing that light at the end of the tunnel, or seeing that, you know, things are bad and then things will turn around and be good again. We just kind of have to know that there's always another day. There will always be tomorrow. The sun comes up again. There's another time to try. There's every day is a new possibility to start over. Every day is a new chance to do things different than before, to feel things different than before, to become something different than we were the day before. We don't have to be stuck in a cycle. We don't have to feel lost or like every day is going to be the same. And sometimes it does feel that way, but the wheel turns again, and then something comes along and changes that perspective, even if it's just for a little while. So I feel like maybe you're kind of down, maybe kind of feeling like things are not going your way, but you have to know that soon that wheel's going to go back up. Tomorrow's going to come again. There's new opportunities, new chances, a new day for change, a new day for a new you coming. So don't get too caught up, or don't get too hung up on the feelings you're feeling right now, because that will change at some point. So I hope that helps you and resonates for you. Star Simmons. All right, Star, let's pull a card for you. I don't know if you guys can see, but my eye is kind of like nervous twitching. So sorry about that if you can't see it. All right. Star Simmons, what message do we have for Star? All right, Star, love without condition. This card always brings to mind for me, a lot of times we say we love people, or people tell us they love us, but there's a condition to that. Sometimes we forget that people love in many different ways, and that love can be expressed in many different ways, and not necessarily one way or our way or the way that we think it should. And sometimes we get caught up in the idea that we have of love, or the idea that we come up with in our mind of how people should love us, that when they don't love us that way, we feel like it isn't love. We feel like, okay, you're not doing this the way I want you to do it, or showing me emotion in this way, or being physical in this way, so you don't love me. And we get blinded to their love language, and we get blinded to how they show love. We can't be too hung up on our idea of what things should be, or our idea of how things should be. We kind of have to take those blinders off and kind of try to put ourselves in the other person's shoes, or see things from other people's perspective, and then make an assessment and say, okay, is this person loving me the way love is for them, and I'm not seeing it? Or am I putting conditions on what I think love should be? Or are they doing this to me? Are they telling me they love me, but they're putting conditions on me and telling me, well, I love you, but if you don't do this, I love you, but you have to do this like this. We're putting conditions. We're saying that, you know, in order to be loved, or in order for me to love you, or in order for you to have love, you have to be, act, or do certain things. And that's kind of not how love works. You know, loving without condition is the ultimate love. Loving someone and letting them be who they are is love. I think it's what love should be. And I think it's something that a lot of us, and a lot of times even I forget, you know, that in order to truly love a person, we have to let the person be who they are. And in order for someone to truly love us, they have to let us be who we are. Granted, as long as it's not something that is harmful to us, going to harm someone else. But we really have to understand that there's so many love languages out there. There's so many ways to express love that it doesn't have to be in one form or one sense or the way we think. And loving without conditions, I think, is a really hard thing to do. And I think no matter how hard we try, we always have conditions and we always put conditions on people. But sometimes, maybe we have to let some of that go. Maybe you have to let some of those conditions go, or maybe you have to realize that somebody's putting conditions on you and have to look at the situation and say, okay, is this love or is this love with conditions, or it can turn into more of a controlling situation where we're trying to make the person into something that the person isn't in order for them to be loved or in order for us to get love from them. So I think depending on your situation, you really have to take a step back and see, is someone putting conditions on me or am I putting conditions on someone? And what can I do to kind of release that and let that go and love the person for who they are, or just be myself and find out if that person really loves me for me. Yeah, it's kind of how I feel about this love with condition card. All right. All right, Cinti Figueroa, I'd like a reading. Thank you. All right. And going back to the love without condition thing, it doesn't necessarily even have to be in a relationship. Love without condition, love yourself without conditions. I know I do it, and I know a lot of people who do it. I love myself when I am a certain weight. I love myself when I've accomplished a certain amount of goals. I love myself when I've done blah, blah, blah. And then when I haven't done those things, then I'm not loving myself as much as I used to. So we kind of got to be careful about how we love ourselves, not just the people around us. What kind of conditions are we putting on the love that we give ourselves? And how can we kind of learn to release those conditions and love ourselves the way we are? No matter what we weigh, no matter how many things we've gotten done today, no matter, how much money we're making, whatever the situation is, how can we learn to love ourselves without condition? That's also a really hard thing to do. I think we place a lot of conditions, and sometimes unknowingly, on ourselves and dislike ourselves when we don't hit those conditions. So that's another thing to think about as well. Maybe it's not just in a relationship sense. Maybe it's learn to love yourself without conditions. Sorry, Cinti. I will pull a card for you now. Let's see. One came out. Let's see what it was. The source of all. All right. So I think, Cinti, there is some spiritual, religious, however you practice, identify, or whatever you do, you kind of need to start doing again. Maybe you've kind of lost touch with some of your practices, lost touch with yourself. There's a big eye here, and it looks like, it can even be in a mirror. So sometimes, the source of all is us, the source of our life, our situations, the things that we're going through. Sometimes we need to look a little bit deeper inside of ourselves, go a little bit deeper inside of ourselves, and see where we can improve, where these situations are manifesting from, and what we can do to get back to a good place within ourselves. And we can incorporate this with spirituality, any religious practices that you do, if you do anything at all. But I think we should also include ourselves when we think about the source of all, when we think about looking for answers, when we're looking for something higher or looking for meaning. We should also know that inside of us, in our day-to-day lives, our thoughts, our feelings, we manifest our surroundings. We manifest these things into our reality. We bring these things forth, and we have kind of a hand in how we create and see our life. So it's always great to follow your religious practices, and maybe you need to go back to that and also incorporate some deep searching and within yourself, some meditation, some sitting down with you and really digging deep and finding that some of the answers that you're looking for are not out there somewhere, they're inside of you. You can answer some of the things that you're looking for by just kind of really digging deep, and it's not like I'm going to sit down and meditate one night and everything's going to come to me. This is something that you're going to have to do repeatedly and often, and really be honest when you do it, about what you're feeling and what you're thinking and what you're manifesting in your life, and what can be changed and what is great and needs to stay the same or can be improved on a little bit. But when we dig deep inside of ourselves and try to do this kind of work and look for these deep answers to these deep questions, it's something that we have to do more than once, more than a couple of times. And sometimes it's a lifetime. It's a lifetime of searching, and it's a lifetime of improvement, and it's a lifetime of devotion to ourselves, to spirituality, to whatever religious thing we're into. But I think, I feel like maybe you're feeling a little bit like you've disconnected with yourself. You've disconnected with your spirituality, with your religious beliefs. And you kind of got to get back into that rhythm, back into that practice, and also look inside yourself. Don't negate that part, and don't, forget that some of the answers you seek, you already have. So, that's kind of the vibe I'm getting out of this card. All right, Cindy. I think I did Cassidy already. All right, Perry, you would love a reading, please. When will I hear? Okay. All right, Perry, let's. Hi, Trencitas too. All right, Perry, let's see. I keep pulling the same cards. I don't know what's going on. Let's give it a little shuffle and see if we get something else. You're welcome, Cindy. I didn't know I hear. Let me see. I think maybe we're going to move to tarot for that question. When will I hear from you? Are any of you guys doing anything for the new moon tonight? Any rituals planned? Anything you guys are going to do or have already done? Maybe. All right. The Two of Cups, Perry, that's the card. See if you can see it, that I pulled for you. I think this is a situation where I don't think it's going to be something that's going to take waiting to hear for, it's not going to take long to hear back, but I think it's going to be a situation where you're going to have to wait until things are balanced. You don't want to push the situation and try to get an answer until everything is in its place, because then the situation might not turn out the way you want it to turn out. I think it's not going to be far off. I don't think you're going to be waiting much longer, but you just give it a little more time and let things manifest and become balanced and let the situation play out the way that it needs to play out. I think if you're forcing or trying too hard to get an answer sooner than you need, it's not going to be the way you want it to be. So I think you just need to hold on a little bit longer, let things, pour into the right places, let the cups and the bowls fill up the way they need to fill up, let everything be in balance, let the situation unfold the way that it needs to fold, and at that right time you'll get the answer that you're needing and you're wanting. I think if you're pushing it too much and you're going after it rather than letting it come to you, you're not going to be happy with the situation. I hope that helps a little bit, Perry. I had a beautiful ritual last night, Maba. I know, I heard it was your kitty cat. And the turkey's over there trying to come outside. She wants to come outside to catch the lizards. Thank you guys for all your comments. Hi, Trencitas too. And thank you for your questions and for being patient with me. My first solo live. I feel really blessed to be able to do this and read for you guys, and I hope that my messages are coming across the way they need to come across, and you guys are understanding them and they're resonating for you. Anyone has any other questions? I think I've gotten through all the comments. You guys have any other questions? Anything else you'd like to read for? You'd like me to read for? Please leave me a comment. Please share the video. Thank you so much. Marie. I do not think I read for Marie. Let me go ahead and pull a card for Marie Taylor. I liked and shared. Could I have a reading, please? Thank you so much, Cindy. Thank you. All right, I'm going to pull a card for Marie. I don't know if I did. I'm sorry, but if I did, then we'll have another card. Seek the lesson. All right. This goes back to, I feel like, one of the situations where we're feeling like things are just not going our way. We're feeling overwhelmed, or feeling like, I don't want to be stuck in this situation anymore. I want to get out of it, but we're missing something in that situation that we can learn from. There's a lesson. There's something there for us that we need to see, deal with, understand before we can move on to something better. A lot of times I think we feel stuck, and we get stuck in situations for so long because we get caught up in the emotion of the situation and forget to look for the lesson and see the situation for what it is and learn the thing that we need to learn from that situation so that we can move on and kind of not continue on the cycle and not continue making the mistakes or doing the things that we're doing now, and not bringing that with us as we go forward. So a lot of times it's frustrating, and we can feel stuck, and we can feel like, oh my God, I want to get out of this. I don't know what's going on. Things are not going right. I just want to be done with this and move on. But in order to move on, we got to really see what's in front of us, and we got to really kind of step out of our emotion, which is very hard, and look at the situation for what the situation truly is, and grab that knowledge so that when we do move on, we're taking that with us, and we're not repeating past mistakes, and we're not bringing unnecessary things with us, so we can, actually get to a better place and start making forward strides, and not kind of going back and staying stuck and repeating. And sometimes we repeat the same mistakes, but it doesn't manifest in the same way. Like, it's not the same pattern over and over again, but it's the same kind of mistake over and over again, if that makes sense. So until we actually sit down and look at the situation and look at the pattern and look at what's going on, I think we can't move on or feel unstuck or feel like things are going forward until we've kind of passed that lesson that we're being challenged to pass right now. And I think maybe that's kind of what you're feeling, and maybe there's something there that you need to see and you haven't really seen yet, or you have an idea that it's there, but you're kind of like, I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to look at it. I think now's the time to kind of look at that and kind of deal with whatever needs to be dealt with so that this can be done and you can go ahead and move on from it. All right. I had a wonderful ritual too. Did I tell you, Mava, that it went really good and I felt like it felt good. It felt like I released the energy I needed to release for it. So yeah, I had to do mine last night because I did it with my husband and he works tonight. So I may do one on my own later. Hi, Brandy. Would you like a card, Brandy? Do you have a question, a subject, anything you would like me to read for, or would you like me to pull a card for you? Yeah. But you know, I gotta keep on manifesting that situation. All right, Brandy, I'm gonna go ahead and pull a card for you. All right. All right, Brandy. Oh my God, I feel like you guys cannot see the images. Change is unavoidable. So I don't know if you can see, this guy is standing, he's like still, he's standing still there while all this stuff's happening around him. He does not want to face the changes that are coming, and some people, you know, are not good with change. And kind of don't want things to change. But it's unavoidable. Life is a cycle, and we kind of have to go with the flow and kind of learn to adapt to the things that are coming into our life. Because if we stay stuck and we stay in the same situations and don't allow things to move forward or to progress, then we never really get changed. Then we can miss out on a lot of things that are coming to us if we're able to learn to go with the flow and learn to kind of, and I want to say shed that old skin, because I see, I don't know if I can get you guys to see, but there's kind of like a snake's tail here, and you can see the new color, the skin's, you know, peeling off, and you can see that bright red underneath. Sometimes we have to shed the old stuff. We have to shed the situations around us. We have to shed ourselves. We have to learn to grow. We have to learn to shed the things that don't serve us anymore, instead of wanting to hold on to those things for, sometimes it's comfort reasons. Sometimes we're scared of that, well, you know, we're going to let go of something and something worse is going to happen, but we don't know unless we do these things. Yeah, I've been stagnant with some of the things I miss out on more. Yeah, I think you kind of got to shed that skin. You got to let that bright color come out. You need to let whatever's hiding underneath, whatever needs to come out that's holding you back. I think you really need to shed that, let that go, so you can allow new opportunities to come to your life. And everything isn't always going to be great. It isn't always going to be wonderful things that are going to come in. Sometimes they're going to be, you know, bad or hard or not what we want. But even then, there's a lesson and something that we need from those situations. So in order for us to grow and for us to have kind of a, you know, a more fulfilled, more adventurous life, we kind of just, we got to let these things happen, and we have to let them happen and have a mindset, you know, that we're ready to adapt and we're ready for whatever's coming. And, you know, we'll take things one step at a time and deal with them as they come, and not jump ahead and you know, scare yourself out of these things, or get too emotional about it. Just kind of let them come as, you know, one step at a time, and then deal with it one step at a time, and it'll be kind of a little bit easier, versus, you know, thinking, oh my God, I got to do this and I got to do that. And what if this happens? And what if that happens? Just let it come and deal with it as it comes. That might be a way to kind of help you ease into the situations, kind of let go of that fear and that anxiety about everything that can happen or might happen, and just let what is meant to happen, and then deal with it when it comes. So I hope that gives you something to chew on, Brandy. Helps you out a little bit. Thank you. Yes, if you would like to donate, Mava has posted a link for my PayPal there. I would really, really appreciate it. It would help me so much to be able to come on and do more of these lives for you guys. So thank you so much. Thank you, Mava, for posting that. So I completely forgot. And I am available for full-length readings. I do tea leaf readings, tea card readings. I have different options for different cards, like 2, 3, 1 card readings that you can pick from on mavamoonstar.com. So please check those out if you feel drawn to. That would help me out so much. I'm so glad, Brandy, that resonated and helped you. I have no idea how to send the link right now. Mava replied to you, Brandy. I hope you can see that, and she'll be happy to help you. Thank you so much, Mava. I'd be lost without you. All right, just scrolling up to see if there's anybody I missed, didn't read for. All right, Perry. Thank you, Brandy. Perry, I did pull a card for you, and I did give you a reading if you missed it. This live will be up, so you can replay it at any time if you want to see that at a later time. All right. Just check my messages here real quick. Mava did remind me, I forgot in the beginning to mention, I started off with Mava under my name of Amy Marli's, but we did change on the different platforms. My phone there, the music on. I'm using my chosen name from going forward, which is Marli Moon. So it's still me. Amy Marli's is now Marli Moon. So you guys will see those changes on the website, and when I go live, or if you're trying to book a reading through Mava's Cottage, you'll see me now as Marli Moon. Mom, my mom wants a reading. Hi, Mom. All right, well, let's see. Hi, Samantha. I will get to you next. Oh, Mabel, you're gonna make me blush. All right, Mom. Surrender to the flow. And I know this is hard for you and me, but sometimes we gotta let go of control Sometimes we have to stop trying to force things to be what we want them to be, or make things happen when we want them to happen, or feel like if this isn't happening now, then this is wrong, or it won't ever happen. And we forget to just sometimes let things happen when they need to happen, how they need to happen, and sometimes forcing our hand or pushing things when they're not ready to manifest or to come to us can be worse than just sitting. And I know for us it's like, no, we have to do it now, but sometimes that's worse than just letting the situation come to you when it needs to come to you, when it's ready to come to you, when it's going to be the best moment for it to come to you. So I think maybe you're feeling like you got to do all these things, you have to get so much done that if it doesn't happen now, it will never happen, and you got to work on like 50 million things all the time. But there, you got to kind of sit back and delegate. What can I let go of? What really doesn't need to be done right now? What can wait? Why am I feeling like these things have to happen right now? That's another thing. Why do we feel we have to make certain things manifest right now? Why do we feel like if this doesn't happen now, then there's something wrong with me, there's something wrong with the situation, there's something wrong with what's going on? And sometimes, and it's not that, it doesn't have anything to do with us. Sometimes we just, or with you, sometimes we just have to let things work their magic and let them come to us when it's the right time, and pushing them or forcing them may give us a result, but it may not be the right result, and it may not be the result that we need at the moment, and can maybe lead to things that we didn't see coming or didn't want. So I think, surrender to the flow, relax, take a deep breath, let what can go. If it's not something that you don't need to deal with right away, if it's not life or death right now, has to be done, I'm going to lose my house or whatever kind of thing, just let it go. Surrender what you can surrender. Let it go. Let it come to you organically. Let it happen when it's meant to happen. I hope that makes sense. Love you, Mom. All right, Samantha Mitchell. Love a reading if possible. All right, Samantha. Time to reflect. It's time to take a step back, time to look at ourselves, look at our surroundings, look at our situations for what they really are. A lot of times we like to make excuses, or we like to ignore signs, or we like to kind of pretend things are not there when they are there. But it's time to notice, reflect, think about think about those things, and reflect in a deep sense, not just on the surface. We kind of have to really take a step back and look into ourselves, dig deep, reflect on why things are manifesting the way they're manifesting, and why they're manifesting this way. Why are we feeling this way? Why are we doing things this way? What is causing us to act, feel, or do the things that we're doing? Sometimes there's underlying stuff that we haven't dealt with that manifests itself in our life in ways that we didn't think it would, but it's there. And in order to kind of resolve these issues and kind of move forward and kind of get past some of those situations or those recurring, and it can even be traumas, or it can be something less, it can just be little things that are popping up that we don't deal with. But I think this card is telling you really need to look on the surface. You really need to reflect. You really need to dig deep. She's looking at her reflection, and it's more like it's in kind of like a spiritual level. There's all this light and all this stuff going on between the two reflections. I think there's some stuff that you got to deal with that maybe you don't want to deal with, or maybe you don't want to look at. And and you kind of have to. You kind of got to get through those things in order to move on, or they're going to continue to manifest throughout your life. And working on these things isn't just a working on one time, making some breakthroughs and letting go. Sometimes we end up working on these things forever. Sometimes, we get better at learning to deal with them, and we get better at learning to deal with the emotions that they bring, and we learn to recognize the signs, and we can get better at those things. But sometimes we're still working on them forever, and they never go away. But yes, but we can definitely get to the root of the situation and learn to recognize them and learn to deal with them in a way where they're not manifesting so harshly in our lives. Shadow work is a great way to do this. Mava has a course going up about shadow work. That might be something you want to do if you don't know how to do shadow work on your own. You can look this up. You can, there's information out there on YouTube. You can journal, meditation, kind of going back and reflecting on ourselves. A lot of times we think that it's outside forces that are causing the things in our life, and sometimes it's us. Sometimes it's the stuff that we don't deal with, and it comes and manifests in repeatedly in situations in our lives until we take notice of them, until we look them in the face, until we say, okay, I see you, I recognize you, I need to work on you. They don't go away, or they don't lessen, or we continue to fight back and forth with them. So I think right now is a good time for you to kind of reflect. And now with the new moon, it's a good time for manifestation. It's a good time to sit down, manifest, reflect, look at the things you want and don't want, and figure out ways that you can let them go in real tangible ways, not just on the surface little things. You really got to dig deep and really got to look at things in the face right now and face those feelings that you don't want to feel, and look at those things you don't want to look at, and really dig deep and figure out what's going on there. Okay, I'm going to check my phone, Mabel. I don't know. I think until there's no one else. I think we can go until there's no one else asking questions. A little bit longer. All right, so I just read Rosalie. I need a bit of help. I started getting curious about deities. You're welcome, Samantha. Alright, Rosalia, let's see what card. Or Karen, sorry. I'm not paying attention to what you're popping up there. I'm sorry. Can you read for me? I wonder if I am where I'm supposed to be. Fell into a little dream job, and I'm finding time now for my personal woodworking projects, but I have worries regarding someone. All right, Karen, let's see what card. And then I'll get to you, Rosalia. I'm sorry. All right, Karen, stay strong. I think that pretty much sums it up. It looks like things are going well. You've got your little dream job. You're finding time for your projects that you want to do. I know you've got some concerns popping up. But I think right now you need to just stay strong, and you need to stay focused on the things that are going right now, and continue to work on those so that they can continue to go right. And whatever worries you're having, I think they'll show themselves, they'll manifest themselves, they'll come to you when it's time for you to deal with them. But I think right now you just have to, like the card says, stay strong and keep your focus where you have it right now. Keep it on your job, keep it on your projects, keep it on the things that are pushing you forward and giving you some satisfaction, and that you're feeling fulfilled about. And whatever the situation with the child is, or whatever you is worrying you, I think it's going to come to you at the right moment, when you're ready to see it, when you're ready to deal with it, when you're ready to handle it without kind of getting too overwhelmed about it. So I think you just got to keep going the way you're going, and things will come to you at the right moment, and you'll be able to deal with the situation then. Okay, Rosalia. All right, let's see what card I pull for you. Deity is reaching out to me, and that I feel stronger. Or I don't have my glasses on, that's why I'm squinting so much. All right, Rosalia, I think the card says know your fears. I don't know if you can see that. It says know your fears. I think you're curious and you're excited because you feel like you're being reached out to by this deity, but I think you're also afraid. I think you're also scared because this is something new and something maybe a little bit different than what you're used to doing, and these fears are kind of popping up and might be what's holding you back from receiving any clear messages or moving in the direction that you kind of want to move. I think you have to realize that it's okay to have these fears, and fears are there for a reason, and you have to think about why these fears are manifesting, what the fears are, and if there's anything tangible to them. Are these fears just because you're doing something new, or is there something there that you really need to pay attention to? For me, I think it's more just you're kind of psyching yourself out a little bit because it's something new and something that you don't have a lot of experience with, so you're kind of a little nervous, kind of a little scared. But I think once you realize that it's okay to be a little bit scared and not be so fearful, you'll be able to get the messages that you want more. You'll be able to really grow in this path and in this journey that you're on right now, once you're able to let go and look those fears in the face and say, okay, I know you're there, but there's nothing to them really. They're just there to kind of make you pause and make you think, and then you can just keep going. I think that's kind of where you're stuck. I think these things are coming to you, but you're not able to see them because those fears are kind of blocking you a little bit. And once you're able to get off, let go of the fears, things will be more clear, and you'll know for sure if this is where you need to be and this is what you want to do. So I think, yeah, just face those fears, know that they're there, acknowledge them, why are they there, and then let them go, and then things will be able to come in, a little bit clearer. 1 second, guys. Yes. Okay. Sorry, just reading. Some messages from Mava. I lost my place. Yes, I think, Rosalia, it is a turning point. I think you're stuck right now, but because of the fears and the uncertainty, but once you face that and acknowledge it, and you're like, okay, I know it's there, but I'm not going to let it stop me. It's definitely going to be a turning point, and things will start to flow better. You're welcome, Karen. Hi, Erin. Would love a reading. Okay, Erin, let me see what I've got for you. Mava, it is hot. It's like last time. Need and necessity. All right, Erin, I think you're kind of having a little push and pull here that maybe the things you need or you want or you think you need are not happening, and you're kind of getting frustrated, but you're not realizing, I'm sorry, that you have the things that you kind of that are necessary. The things that you really need are there. Maybe not all the things you want right now, but you have to kind of look around and realize that you have what's necessary. You have the things you need, and that can turn into being able to get what you want. That can you know, turn into manifesting some of the things you want. You have in your power, in your knowledge, in your experiences, what you need to get where you want to be. So it might not be happening right now, and you might feel like you need it now, you want it now. Why is this not going? But it will get there. There's balance. You need to find balance. You need to understand that maybe what's necessary is going to happen first, might not necessarily be what you need or want right now. And once that happens, the balance will come into play, and then everything else will be able to come in, and you'll be able to manifest the things that you kind of want, the things that you think you need. All of that will kind of balance itself out. You know, we can't rush these things. Sometimes, unfortunately, we just have to wait. We have to wait it out, and we have to, you know, just keep trudging on our path before we get to where we need to go. But I think whatever situation, maybe you're feeling kind of stuck, or maybe you're feeling like, well, this isn't what I'm asking for. This is what not what I wanted. If you just keep pushing, give it a little bit, a little bit more time, everything will balance out, and the universe will bring you where you need to be. I think you've got what you need. You've learned the things necessary. You've done the work. You just kind of got to let it come to you. All right, Crystal J, could I get a reading? All right, Crystal, let's see. Hi, Guilia. All right, I'm gonna reshuffle here. Got the same card again. The general reading. All right, Crystal, let's see. All right, I reshuffled. We've got it again. The source of all. I think it's the same message for you. Sometimes we're looking for answers outside of ourselves when the answers that we really need are in us. We just have to take the time to look, to reflect, to really dig deep and look at the situations. And it's hard to do, but kind of step out of the emotional part of it and look at the situations for what it is, and then dig deep within ourselves and see, what am I manifesting? How am I bringing forth the situations that are surrounding me right now? How can I change the situations that are surrounding me if I want to change them? And then, we can merge this with our religious beliefs, our spirituality practice. If you do any of those things, you can bring them both together. I think, like I said before, that a lot of times we look for answers outside of ourselves, or we look for it in our spiritual practice, or we look for it, by going to church or whatever it is that we do, and we forget that a lot of the answers that we're looking for, if we dig deep inside and we take a moment to reflect and realize that we are the source of a lot of the things that manifest and happen to us, we'll find the answers we're looking for there. And of course, if we're practicing spirituality, if we're practicing religion, if we're practicing something else, merging those things will give us a much bigger picture and will really help us to grow. But we can't neglect or do one or the other. We can't neglect to kind of dig deep inside and see, okay, what's going on here? What's going on with me? What am I manifesting? Why am I manifesting it? Why have I not seen it before? And and really work within yourself. Really meditate, look deep, and not just on the surface. Really go deep inside and kind of sit with yourself and figure out what's going on, and then get back to a spirituality practice, get back to a religious practice, get back to whatever fulfills you and whatever you've been doing or been wanting to do. I think merging these two things is really gonna give you some answers, and it's really gonna set you on a journey where you're gonna feel fulfilled and feel like you've done some work and done something for yourself. I hope that helps, Crystal. All right, Lilia Tellez, I would like a reading, please. You can make a specific question if you have one, or I could do a general reading. It's up to you. Let me know, Lilia. You're welcome, Crystal. Just waiting to see if Lilia has a specific question in mind, or you would just like me to pull a card for you and see what message you need to hear right now. Thank you guys again for joining me on this live. Once again, it's my first time going live. I'm going live solo. So thank you for being here and supporting me and allowing me to read for you tonight. Okay, I would like to know if I will become a tree. Show. All right, yeah. All right, I think I'm gonna do my tarot card for your question. Should have brought my pendulum. All right. Fortunately, I don't think so. I got the Three of Swords, which is, you know, about heartache, facing hard situations, being kind of let down. So unfortunately, Willie, I don't think that you might be called for that interview. But that might not be a bad thing. Sometimes we want something and we think it's right for us, and, you know, we really want to make it happen, but there's a reason why it's not right for us at the moment. And doesn't mean it will never happen, doesn't mean it can't happen. It just might not be the right timing for this. There might be something else for you that you're not looking at, or there might be a reason that you can't see right now why this isn't a situation that's going to manifest for you. But sorry to say that I don't think so. You're welcome. All right, Kira, may I have a reading, please? Yes. You're so welcome. All right, Kira, let's see what I have for you. Give me 1 second. Sorry, guys. Just messaging Mava. She's helping me out here with the comments and stuff, and just making sure that I see and get to everybody. All right. Sorry, Kira. Let me go ahead and give this deck a good shuffle for you. And what does my current partner feel about me in his life? Okay, so let's switch decks. Let's pull the Love Oracle deck. He is being male. All right, let's see what your partner feels. All right, so he's on a ring. If you can see the picture there, there's a key ring and there's multiple keys on there. So I feel like right now, he's got some decisions to make. He's got some options. He's got some things to think about, and he's kind of not sure. He's not 100% sure what direction he wants to go in. I think he's kind of up in the air and hasn't really made a solid decision as to what he wants or what direction he wants to go in or what things he wants to keep or let go of. So I think right now, maybe the best thing to do is for you guys to kind of, if you haven't already, sit down with each other and kind of be open and honest, and and let him know that you have some maybe some concerns, or maybe you just want to be reassured, or maybe you just tell him, hey, can we talk about the future of our relationship? Can we kind of talk about how we're feeling, where we're thinking things are going? I think maybe doing that will give you some of the answers you're seeking, and maybe doing that will help him kind of lessen the decisions and the situations that he's kind of having some trouble letting go of. Communication is a big thing and a great thing in a relationship, and starting off with great communication helps a lot, especially when you get deeper and longer into relationships. Having that foundation of being able to communicate about anything and everything is really great. And I think maybe that's a practice that you can start now, and kind of sit with him and be like, do you have anything on your mind? Is there anything I can help you out with? And kind of go from there. But I think he's struggling a little bit with some things, and it doesn't necessarily have to be that it's anything bad, or struggling with whether he wants to be with you or not. But I think there's a lot of stuff going on, and he's just kind of a little overwhelmed. And maybe this can be an area where you can step in and be like, I'm here for you, and we can sit down and talk and kind of figure these things out together, and see then what kind of answers you get, and then kind of go from there and see where things end up for you. You're welcome, Kira. All right. Well, I'm gonna butcher your name, and I'm so sorry, Minia. Why is Deshaun being so distant with me? Does he even want me anymore? I want to talk to him about it, but I don't know how to go about it without being rude. Or awkward, because we just started talking about it. All right, Minia, I'm gonna go ahead and shuffle from the same love deck for you. And see, I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name, and see what message I get for you. Let's see why he's being so distant and what we can do. All right, so there's a girl with a snake, and for me, That's like, you know, kind of like the snake charmer, kind of someone telling you what you want to hear so they can get what they want from the situation. And maybe it's time for you to kind of like set your boundaries and be like, you know, if we're going to continue, I need you to kind of let me know what's going on and why I feel like you're being distant and why is, you know, this happening. Is there something that I've done, something you're thinking about, something not working out for you? What can we do? I think at this point, maybe he's had the reins a little bit. He's kind of been the snake charmer in the relationship and kind of pulled you in the direction of wherever the relationship is going. And I think now it's time for you to kind of step in the forefront and be like, okay, I kind of want some answers here and I kind of need to know what's going on and where this is going. I think maybe he's enjoying having the reins and kind of playing around with it as much as he can and seeing what he can and can't get away with. And once you kind of step up into that forefront and take the reins and be like, okay, you know, let's cut the crap here and see where this is going. He, you know, that might put him in his place a little bit, or you might get the answers to why he's being so distant. That may come out. It could just be nerves. It could just be him liking the power of being in charge or whatever the situation is. And once you snap him out of that, things will they'll either get better or you'll either find out why he's acting distant. But I think in order for you to get that answer, you're going to have to ask him and you're going to have to kind of, you know, get in that role of being in the forefront of the relationship. Hi, Michelle. Would you like a reading? If you have a specific question or something you would like me to answer for you, you can go ahead and leave it in the comment, or I can just pull a card for you if you'd like to do it that way. Sorry guys, I'm just communicating with Mava. She's helping me out, posting bringing your guys' questions to my attention and posting links and stuff. She's been amazing and helping me because I'd be totally lost without her because I don't know what the heck I'm doing. You're welcome, Ania. And I hope you get some answers. I don't think it's anything you're doing. I just think, you know, you kind of gotta take the reins a little bit and be a little bit more dominant and be like, you know, hey, let's talk about this and let me know what's going on. I'm pretty sure I've gotten to everybody who's wanted a reading so far. Thank you for everyone who's watching, for everyone who's given me the opportunity to read for them tonight. Please share if you feel inclined to do so. And if you guys are doing anything for the new moon, go ahead and let everybody know what you're doing if you would like to. I did my little ritual yesterday, or this morning, I should say. It was like 12 or 1 o'clock this morning. Water, because it is hot. Scared to click the thing and Hi, Michelle. Would you like a card? Do you have a question? Would you like me to just pull a card for you? You guys could share, or you have any other questions you'd like to ask, you can go ahead and do that. I just threw my card on the floor. Is it the question that I think it is? Maybe. Or maybe I got stuck. Okay. Well, then I'm not pulling it. It's yes. No, I'm kidding. I will pull one for that. But let me do one for Karen. Karen said, I already had a reading, but if you want to try another specific question for her site, she had an accident. Oh, I am so sorry to hear that about your daughter. Let's see. Do it. All right, Karen, let's see. I feel, based on the card that I got, that yes, I think that she's going to have some recovery. Is it going to be 100%? Might not, but I think she will have a significant amount of recovery. She has an Ace of Pentacles, which is all about manifestation, about having the possibility to manifest whatever it is that you're needing right now in your life. And I think she has a possibility for healing, and I think there's a possibility for things getting better than they are now. Will it be 100%? I don't think it will be 100%, but I think it definitely will get better, and I think it'll be significantly better. I think if she continues and you continue with her down this path of doing what's necessary and you know, path of healing, and even just spiritually also trying to, and tonight's the new moon and it's great for this, trying to go out and manifest healing for her, manifest her sight getting better or becoming, you know, better than it is right now. I think there's a huge possibility, sorry, that this can happen and she can bring this into her life. Will it be 100%? I don't think, but I think it will definitely be a lot better. There's a possibility for growth. There's a possibility for new things coming in. So I think definitely will be better. Maybe not 100% where she used to be, but I think, you know, I think there's hope here. I think there's something to look forward to here. I think things are going to get better. They might not look that way right now, but I think they will. And once again, I'm so sorry, and I hope that things do get better soon, very soon. She's going to vet school. Oh, that's awesome. She's going to vet school. I love animals. I wish her the best of luck, and I hope things work out for you and her the way that you guys need and that you guys want. You're still welcome. All right. Mava, did you really want me to answer that question, or just joking? All right, Stacy, are you going to get pregnant this year? Let's see. Let's see. Strength. what it is just to be sure. Probably should have got my pendulum. Alright. Know your card. So I pulled a card for you, Stacy, from my tarot deck and from my oracle deck, and it's very similar. We got the Strength card from the tarot, and we've got the Know Your Power from my oracle deck. And I believe that this is telling you that yes, right now things can go in your favor. You have the power to manifest the situations and the realities that you want in your life if you take the correct steps and you do the things that are necessary. I think that you have a very high chance, very high probability that yes, this year, I'm so bad at holding the cards to the camera. But yes, this year you can manifest a pregnancy. I think right now the power's in your hands. The strength is in your hands. The timing is in your hands. I think if you do things right, you'll be successful here. So yes, I think that is a yes. Hi, Linda. Yes, I can definitely pull a card for you. All right, give me 1 second. All right, Linda, sorry about that. Let me go ahead and shuffle my deck and pull a card for you. Searches. I should probably leave my phone right here, Jenna. I'm Mava. My freaking hair is growing as the heat increases. Getting all poofy. We are all connected, Linda. This card is so terrible at finding the camera. This card is telling you to remember that we are all connected in this cycle of life that we're all going through right now. All things are intertwined in one, and that we have the power to manifest and create our surroundings, as well as, you know, we don't have to just go through the day-to-day motions and take what's handed to us. We're all connected. We're connected to all things. We're connected to each other. We're connected to the animals, to the plants, you know, to the universe, to the vibrations, to everything that's around us. And with that comes the power to be able to create and be able to manifest and be able to bring into being things that we want for ourselves and want for others. You know, don't forget that you are powerful. We are all powerful. We all have this ability. Some of us just realize that we can tap into it and know how to use it to our advantage. And right now, I feel like you need to know that you are powerful. You are connected to everything. Everything is connected to you. You have the possibility and the capabilities to bring and manifest into your life the things that you're thinking and the things you're feeling, the things that you're wanting. And you also have with that the possibility and the ability to change things that you do not want and to change things that are not serving you and to repel or not bring in the things that you do not want to bring in. So if you're feeling like things are not going your way, or if you feel like there's something that you need or want and it's not happening, don't forget that you're connected to the universe. Don't forget that you have that power and that ability to tap into yourself and change things, make things better for yourself, for your surroundings, for your future. I hope, Linda, that resonated a little bit with you. And don't forget, we're all connected. We are all powerful. We all have a hand in the things that happen to us and that happen to the people in the surroundings. So I hope that helped a little bit. You're welcome, Stacy. Okay, Afia Pascal, may I get a reading, please? Yes. I keep putting the phone all the way over there. Yes, Mava mentioned Linda, identity crisis. Don't forget who you are. Don't forget where you come from. Don't forget where you're going. We are all connected and we are all one, but we still hold our individuality and we are still able to choose and do for ourselves. And we don't have to be persuaded or be like anyone else. Don't lose yourself or your identity or get lost in who you are. Remember that even though we're connected, you're still you. You're still have the possibility to be who you want to be and make life what you want it to be, and separate yourself from others' ideas or others' wants of you. So that's another thing to keep in mind. Yes, we are all intertwined and connected, but we're still individuals and we still are allowed to have our individuality. All right, Afia, let's see what card I get. The name slip up, I know. I was like, oh, no. You know, I knew it was going to happen eventually. I've thought about it. I'm like, don't say it. Don't say it when you're talking to her. Don't say it. And I said it. All right, I pulled this card earlier, but Afia, surrender to the flow. Oftentimes we want to control the outcomes of things. We feel like we have to get things done. If we don't do things and are not doing things, we are not being productive. We're not putting things in motion. The outcome will not come out the way we want it to be. And sometimes the best thing we can do is just let it go. Let things happen the way they're supposed to happen. Let these things come to us when they're ready to come to us and when they're meant to come to us. You know, forcing things or trying to take on too many things or always wanting to be in control can sometimes make us miss out on possibilities that we didn't even know were there, or doesn't give us the time to reflect and really look at a situation in the way that we really need to, so that we can see what we really need and make sure that these things that we're trying to achieve are what we really want and what's really meant for us at the time. A lot of times we can take on too many things and we can become overwhelmed, thinking that we have to, you know, do work, school, kids, social media, friends, family, and all this other stuff at once, and try to make things happen and constantly go. And sometimes we just need to stop. We need to stop. We need to just do what needs to be taken care of right now the most, and let everything else go and let them happen organically and let come what needs to come at the time that it needs to happen. So I think right now there's things that you can just sit back, reflect, and be like, okay, right now I can let this go. I can let this go and let this just happen the way that it's supposed to happen, and kind of give yourself that freedom and that space to not always have to be trying to make things happen. Sometimes we have to step back and just let things happen. There's things, of course, that we need to attend to. that are urgent and that we have to do. So we, those things, do them. But everything else, you know, let it go and enjoy yourself, enjoy your time, enjoy your life. Don't be so fixated on control. Don't be so fixated on trying to make things happen. Do your part. Take the steps to get and achieve what you want, and then let it go and let it be. And if it's meant to happen and it's supposed to be there, it will happen. So I hope that helps you, Afia. This was the last card for this evening because I am very hot and sweaty and have to go take care of my little ones. So thank you so much for watching my kind of awkward live and for being here and allowing me to read for you. I enjoyed it so much, and I cannot wait to do it again. And please follow me on, thank you, Meva, on social media, and be on the lookout. Follow Mava's page, Blessed Living. I'm on there all the time. You can book readings with me through her page. And I also offer tea leaf readings and tea leaf card readings. And thank you once again. I keep saying so much. Oh my gosh. Thank you again. Please follow us. And I look forward to reading for you guys again soon. Thank you.